Welcome back, guys. It's Mobile Tire Van Wednesday, and it's another Wednesday where I pretty much post about my mobile tire shop business. And this is the first video of the series that we're gonna be doing about how to create your own mobile tire shop pretty much from scratch. Now, if you recall, last week I made a video pretty much talking on how to start your business or about this series and what it was going to entail. And now I'm gonna be splitting the whole content into 8 videos. And pretty much this is the first video out of the 8 videos. Now, before we do anything, just please go ahead and pause the video and please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps the channel out. Also, please feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And honestly, I'm thinking based on the speed my channel's going, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to reach that fairly soon. But with your help, again, it's greatly appreciated. A lot of you guys are already subscribed based on my viewerships, based on what YouTube's telling me. A lot of the viewers are subscribed, but a lot of them are not. So please help me out with that subscribe button, and I appreciate it again so much. Now remember, every Wednesday I'm going to be posting one video specifically on the mobile tire shop van project, and it's going to be an 8-period series. So again, if you still don't know what this whole series is going to be entailing or we're going to be talking about, feel free to watch my past video and that will explain everything. But in this video specifically, we're going to be pretty much talking about the first phase. And so again, in this video, we're simply going to be talking about planning, nothing else. So again, you don't want to be that guy who's going to be saying, you know what, I want to put my mobile tire shop and I'm going to go and buy the van and I'm going to go and get all this stuff, this expensive equipment. I'm going to hire the employees. And then for you to find out that there's no niche, there's no demand, and you pretty much just spent your entire life savings that you could have duplicated on crypto. No, just kidding, not crypto, but you could have used somewhere else much more proactive. Anyways, one of my favorite quotes from John C. Maxwell is a minute of thought is equals or better than 1 hour of talk. And again, think about it. If you think for 1 minute, it will be much better than doing or talking for 1 minute. And this goes, I guess, better for communicators. But also another quote from Dale Carnegie is 1 hour of planning can save you 10 hours of executing. Or in other words, how I like to see it is 1 hour planning equals 10 hours of executing, because you might be going out there doing all this stuff, working hard, but you could have done it much faster with just simply 1 hour of planning. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to be sharing with you my plan, the plan I use to start my own mobile tire shop. Now we have 2 ways to create a plan, a business plan. You can have all fancy, and again, I'll be leaving a link in the description below of a specific website I liked for a draft on a business plan. But I'm going to be talking about first, you can write it yourself. You can create your own business plan, which is something I would encourage you to do. Or you could also buy a business plan. And again, I'm not talking about going and spending thousands of dollars on a consulting firm that's going to give you, a 100-page essay of your business. Even though that would be really nice, you don't have to spend that much. You can actually buy them through freelancing websites that are pretty good quality. So pretty much something you do need to know here is I'm going to be talking about some things. I'm going to be sharing my screen here for a moment. Now, this presentation I have shared with some people, and these are people who normally call out or reach out to me, and they want a little bit more context of how I started my own mobile tire shop. And I will pretty much go and talk to them about the specifics, so the plan. So again, we need to create a plan, and I want to share this with you guys. When I started, I already had some dealerships on board. So for me, it was maybe a little bit easier because I already had that steady stream of business. Dealerships were already coming to one of our retail tire shops. And for us, it was just easier, instead of going and driving the vehicles from their dealership to our location, to just have the van or the shop go to them and get all the cars done at once. But because, again, once we heard about the mobile tire shop, we found an opportunity and we decided to go forward with it. Now, another piece of advice that you do want to include in your plan is who is going to be your key players. In other words, your organizational chart. So again, guys, this I'm just trying to get a hang of myself as well in my other projects, and it's hard, but you do want to start like this. You want to get a piece of paper and you want to put the positions that pretty much every position your company is going to have. So who's going to be the dispatcher, who's going to be the customer service rep, who's going to be the outside salesperson, who's going to be the accountant, who's going to be the team lead or in operations, pretty much who's going to be the installer and the driver. And again, I know that you might be thinking, oh my God, my business is too small to have an organizational chart. But believe me, when you do this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put all these roles, you're gonna put the details of what they have to do. So like again, outside salesperson has to go and visit new customers, pretty much, maybe 20 customers a week. He needs to create a report of who's the next lead. He needs to call potential new leads. Now the accountant needs to make sure that we're paying our bills on time and that our customers are paying us on time. Now, all these little details, the customer service rep needs to pick up the phone calls. No missed calls, or less than 5 missed calls per month, something like that. And what you're gonna do is, if you obviously are starting from scratch, which I know many of you guys are or are close to, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna fill those positions yourself. And yeah, I know it sucks, but I mean, it is in a way, it is true. You are filling all these different positions. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna create those job descriptions. You're gonna have an organizational chart, and you're gonna put your name in each and one of these positions. And so what you're going to be doing in your mind, you're going to be the outside salesperson, the customer service rep, the installer, the driver, and everything, the accountant. Again, maybe some people do outsource the accounting stuff if you're not feeling very comfortable with. But with QuickBooks, it's actually very easy. I use QuickBooks and it's easy. But again, that's up to you. But what you're going to do is you're going to sign your name. You're going to have these job descriptions, and you're going to agree to these roles. And you're going to hold yourself accountable to each and one single one of these roles. And so what's going to happen is when you finally get some cash or some capital to hire someone, you're going to be able to simply go and say, okay, which job do I really dislike, or which job do I don't want to, just spend more time. And that's happening to me right now. So for example, the actual installing and driving, the actual doing of the appointments takes a lot of my time, which doesn't allow me to focus on my other projects or my current job or my YouTube channel. And so what I've been doing is now that I have a little more money into this project, I can hire or start looking for ways to hire people. And again, it's not just hiring and telling them, okay, well, this is what I think you're going to be doing. It's like, no, this is it. I have the job description. I have every single task that you're going to be doing. I've done it myself, so I know exactly what's relevant and what's not relevant. And so again, it really facilitates the hiring of a team in the future. I know it might sound dumb to have all this structure and set in place, but once you grow, you're going to be so busy caught up with the operation that you're not going to have time to build a job, description. And so if you could do that right now from the beginning, it's going to save you tons and tons and tons of time. The next thing you want to include in your plan, make sure you're including a market analysis. So a market analysis is just really going to define who's your market or your target audience. So is it going to be dealerships? Are you going to try to attract customers stuck in the road? Are you going to try to attract, Lamborghinis and people who are too wealthy to go to a tire shop? That's a niche, and it pays very well, actually. So, you want to identify what's going to be your niche, what makes most sense, based on your area. And then you're going to want to know, also your competition. The market analysis will kind of identify your competition. You want to detail out who's your competition, what are they offering, what you're going to want to do a SWOT analysis on your competition. And so if you've never heard of a SWOT analysis, it's just their strengths. You're going to get a piece of paper, you're going to put an S for strengths. You're going to put all their strengths. What are they good for? Their weaknesses, what are they weak on? Their opportunities or opportunities. It could be also their opportunities, I guess. It depends how you see it. But you're going to put their opportunities and then the threats. So again, if you don't know that, I know it's a pretty nice, sweet kind of like business analysis, or an analysis really. So I guess you could just Google SWOT analysis and then you could just go based on that. But you want to do a SWOT analysis on your competitors. That's what I did. And then again, that's really what you want to know. What are you going to be able to charge? What's going to be the services you're going to be offering? And so, for example, for me, we offer tire changing services, tire balancing, tire repairs, whether it's a patch or a plug. We also do TPMS service. And then I've talked this several of my videos about this, but and then we charge, and I'll share you guys here. I have a pricing sheet. Okay, guys, so I have, I'm sharing my screen now, and I have this service price sheet that I came up with. And so again, in this price sheet, I'm gonna be able to tell how much am I gonna be billing based on, the size right here on top, as you can see, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, 17 size rims, the radial size, if it's a low profile, if it's a mud terrain, if it's a big tire, and based on that, I'm gonna be able to price my customers fast. Not only that, it allows other people or new people that you're going to be training eventually to easily come up and give someone a price. I'm going to be able to say, okay, well, again, and this is some of these services that you see here are for our retail stores as well. So kind of ignore them. We don't do alignments mobilely, so that's kind of, but regular rotations, so for a passenger car is $15. A regular valve stem is $15, as you could see. If we're selling a sensor, a TPMS rubber or aluminum, it's 80 or $90 respectively. Diagnostic is free. So again, you're going to want to do all these sort of price sheets for yourself, so that way you know exactly what to do. Now, the next step that you want to do as well, and this is one of the most important things, is going to be financial data. So you're going to actually forecast your potential profitability, and you're going to be forecasting your expenses. So I do have a nice little formula for you guys. Again, I learned this in accounting, my accounting school, and so it's the total cost formula. And maybe some of you guys have heard it, but maybe you have not. So this is how it works. Your total cost equals a fixed expense or fixed cost plus variable cost times quantity. And again, I'll try to see if I can add that formula somewhere here, but I'm going to explain it to you very briefly. Don't get intimidated by this, but it's a very powerful tool that could really help you out. So what you're going to want to do, and I'm going to share my screen here, you're going to go into... Now, right here, guys, I did actually go way too much into detail with this specific process, but long story short, I want to just summarize it for you guys so it doesn't become a full accounting 101 type of class. But the main thing you want to take away from this formula is fixed costs are costs that will not change based on your activity, whether you have 1 appointment or 100 appointments, and then variable cost will change. So for example, a fixed cost would be your car payment, right? Or your van payment. So if you do 1 appointment or 100 appointments, the bank is not going to go and tell you, hey, you made 100 appointments, we're going to charge you extra this month because you used the vehicle more. Unless you have a lease maybe, but that's probably not going to be the case. So some good fixed cost examples might be the finance payment, the employee salaries, insurance, business licenses, and stuff like that. Now, variable cost does change as you do more business. So for example, gasoline. If you do 1 appointment or 100 appointments, you are probably going to be most likely you're going to be filling the van up with gasoline a lot more frequent, and then that will result in a higher cost. So again, the whole pretty much story, or the main point of this formula is to identify what your total cost is. And as long as your business is capturing or generating enough revenue or profit to cover for the fixed costs plus the variable costs that you're going to be doing as you increase business, then you should be good to go. You would easily break even, and you can identify what that number is. Now again, guys, I know this video is already a little bit long enough, so I'm just going to cut it there. But these are some of the things that I would really encourage you to include in your business plan. This is part of part 1 of the series. And it's really just doing a business plan, knowing what you're going to be doing. And again, the second part, I told you, there's 2 ways you could do a business plan. One is doing it yourself. The other one's paying with it or paying for it. And you can always go to this website called Fiverr.com. There's tons of freelancers. And again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I use them a ton of times, like a whole bunch. Like every week, I probably use them. And there's another website called Freelance as well, freelancer.com. And so again, pretty much you could get a freelancer, you could get quotes, and you could get, it's pretty cool. It's actually really, really nice. So, those are the 2 options that you could also go. There's people out there that are willing to make a business plan for you. And again, if I search that right now, probably going to be someone for like $15, you could get it. And, $20, I will prepare an investor ready business plan and pitch deck. If you want to get more fancy, maybe you want to create an investor loan, startup, blah, 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 or a pro, or, so take a look at that. That could be a good alternative. Again, another website I do want to, let you know that you're going to be using a lot is QuickBooks. QuickBooks for sure is one of the most important businesses that I've used, or software that I've used. And it's just your accounting, it keeps your bookkeeping nice and clean. And so again, if you're not very aware of how to use QuickBooks, there's a lot of tutorials and a lot of support out there. Again, you could always comment below and I might be able to answer some of the few questions you might have. So overall, guys, the take here is your business plan should be able to answer at least 90 to 95% of all your questions by the end you're done with your business plan. questions like who's going to be your supplier, who are you going to buy from, is your account ready to go, what do you need to do in terms of business licenses, everything like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but it's really a lot of material to go through, and the planning phase is by far the most important part, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's not my quote, guys, but that was perfect. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please hit that like button if you like this video. I'm gonna be talking about next week on the second part of the series, and I don't even remember what it was, but we're gonna be talking about the buildup of the van. So we're actually gonna get to the nitty-gritty of how to build a van and which suppliers, and I'm gonna be sharing which supplier I use to build my van. So be sure to subscribe, like, and again, follow this series because it's gonna get very, very, very interesting. Again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, safe week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.